Hi, mathematicians. This is Mrs. Shopper coming to you with another lesson on triangles. Who doesn't love triangles? 5-3, it's the inequalities in one triangle. Here we go. So what are the inequality properties? If you notice, we see some of them. We see the transitive property coming up again. The addition property of inequality means if you add the same amount or subtract the same amount, all right, you're going to keep it the same. The comparison property of inequality means that they can be less than, equal to, or greater than. Just this is good information to just have down, okay? Knowing those terms. The exterior inequality, angle inequality, here's what it says. It says that the measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is greater than the measure of either of its corresponding remote interior angles. This builds off of the exterior angle theorem that we talked about in chapter 4. If you recall, the exterior angle theorem says that the measurement of the exterior angle is equal to the sum of the remote interior angles. So it seems logical that we can make the statement that the exterior angle is going to be greater than either of the remote interior angles. Because if it equals the sum of them, it has to be greater than both. Okay? So when we look at this, look at this picture. Okay? We're going to use the exterior angle inequality theorem to list all the angles whose measures are less than the measure of angle 4. So these are all less than the measurement of angle 4. So here we go. 4 is what we're starting with. This is it right here. Okay. So I know that 2 and 5 are less than 4. The reason why I know that is because 4 is equal to the sum of 2 and 5. So therefore it has to be greater than each of those angles. Now 3 looks like that it's less than 4. However, we can't prove it. We cannot prove it. So right now we can only say with certainty that 2 and 5 are less. Now, 5 is an exterior angle to this triangle. Okay. So what we know is that 5 is also going to be more than 8 and 7. Okay, so if 8 and 7 are less than 5 and 5 is less than 4, we're using that transitive property, we can say that 8 and 7 are also going to be less. So those are the angles that we can say are going to be less than the others. Okay. All right, the next part says, use that inequality to list all the angles whose measures are greater than 8. So I'm going to write over here angle 2, angle 5, angle 8, angle 7. Now I'm going to clear this all off. We got to find the ones more than 8. So 9 is going to be more than 8 because 8 and 6 are the remote interior for angle 9. 5 is going to be more because 5 is the exterior angle for the 8 and 7 remote interior. 4 is more than 5, so that would make it more than 8. Yeah, I think that's it. Angle 9, angle 5, and angle 4. Angle side relationships. All right, again, a lot of vocab. You need to be practicing, need to study. Good times, good times. I'm not a proponent of giving homework over winter break, by the way. However, that being said, if you don't think you'll remember this with a 2-week break, then I would suggest that you would be studying those. Okay, so your call, totally your responsibility. You do it where you do you. Okay, so the angle side relationships and triangles. Okay, what this is saying in this triangle is if XY is more than YZ, then the angles opposite each other have the same relationship. So then if xy is more than yz, which it appears to be because one is 9 and one is 7, the angle opposite xy is going to be greater than the angle opposite yz. Okay. Same thing is true for the next one. If angle J is more than angle K, then the side opposite 110 is going to be greater than the side opposite 45. Okay. That's the angle side relationship. Okay, so this should say angle side relationship. Okay, so we're going to list all the angles of ABC in order from smallest to largest. We're talking angles. So the smallest side is AB. The angle opposite is the smallest. Then the next shortest side is 14.3. So the side opposite it is angle A. And then my largest side is 15.7. So angle B is going to be the largest, going from smallest to largest. Same thing with our side lengths. List the sides in order from shortest to longest. So the shortest angle is B. So opposite is AC. Segment AC. Then 55 is the next. So we're talking segment BA. And then we're talking segment BC. Segment BC. All right. Let's see what we got here. Jen is following directions for folding a handkerchief that make a bandana for her hair. After she folds the handkerchief in half, the directions tell her to tie the two smaller angles together. If she folds them, which two should she tie together? So the smaller angles are opposite the smaller sides. Z and Y are what she should be tying together. All right. Tanya is following directions for making a kite. She has two congruent triangular pieces of a fabric that need to be sewn. The directions say to begin sewing the two pieces of fabric together at their smallest angles. Which two angles would she begin sewing? Well, my smallest side here is 1.5, so it's going to be angle A. 1.5 is my small side, so angle D. Really looking at those connections. All right. Stella's going to Texas to visit a friend. She was looking at a map to see where she might want to go. She noticed the cities Austin, Dallas, and Abilene form a triangle. She wanted to determine how the distances between the cities were related. So she used a protractor to measure two angles. Sweet. Protractor. All right. Based on the information in the figure, which two cities are the closest together? Well, first, I got to figure out that third angle. So I'm going to take 180 minus, 180 minus 64 minus 59. And this is going to be 57 degrees. So based on this information, which cities are the closest together? That would mean which ones have the smallest angle measurement opposite. So Abilene and Dallas, they are going to be the closest together, whereas Abilene and Austin are going to be the furthest apart. Okay, so using that information. So your task then is to complete this study vocab. Study, 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 study. All right, until next time, I'll see you later.